I was just talking about this in our community meeting. One thing we all came into agreement with was this. Listen carefully because I know you're going to agree too. Somewhere along the way, you realized the old version of success stopped working. Not because you failed, but because it cost you more than you were willing to pay. You've carried responsibility quietly, held family together behind the scenes, made decisions no one ever applauded. As a mother, you've learned that presence matters more than protection. And as a father, you felt the weight of providing, not just financially, but emotionally. As a spouse, you've realized marriage isn't something you fit into success. It's what gives success its meaning when it's protected. And maybe for the first time you're asking different questions this year. What am I building? And who am I building it for? Who am I building it with right now? And is the cost of building it with them one that my family can afford? And is this partnership helping my marriage and helping my marriage and my family flourish? This is what happens when strength matures, when hustle gives way to wisdom, when learning stops being loud and starts being anchored. That's a difference. You're not falling behind. You're coming into alignment. And alignment doesn't shout, it settles. Not like there's something better out there, but I'm just going to settle. Not that, but like, for example, when rain settles, it's going to nourish a garden. It's going to nourish that rose to bloom. So stay here. This moment matters. Get ready for this conversation. No. Ooh, that's better, right, babe?
Yeah!
Yeah. She founded an architectural concrete company.
He founded a $100 million clothing company.
She took the world by storm as a social media star.
He took the world by storm as a famous serial entrepreneur.
Together we started a business.
And had babies.
Now we're figuring out the best ways to do both.
Join us as we learn from other entrepreneurs going through the same life struggles.
As they share their life hacks about success, love, kids,
and everything in between. Hello, my friend, and welcome back to Becoming Unshakable, the Legacy Conversations bonus series, a special edition exclusively brought to you by the Entrepreneur Parents Podcast, a community of strong families building unshakable legacies. I'm your host, Ildiko Ferenczi, and today, this one is just you and me. No framework, no challenge, no pressure to perform. Just a moment to breathe, to reflect, and to seal what God has already been stirring in your heart through this New Year's series. Because growth doesn't come from consuming more. It comes from keeping what matters, what resonated with you during that series. So over the last few episodes, we've talked about identity, obedience, family integration, which I love so much, legacy rhythms. But before you rush into the next thing, I want to say this gently and clearly. Not everything you hear is meant to be carried forever. But what you choose to keep becomes who you become. Some parents, they collect ideas. Some collect strategies. Some collect inspiration. But legacy parents collect truth, right? We do. It's undeniable. This community, that's what we do. They don't ask, what else should I do? They ask, what am I willing to protect? And they'll do everything to get to that spot. They look at the big picture, the one that costs the most, the one that weighs the most, your peace, your marriage, your children's hearts, your obedience to God, even when it's quiet and unseen. So that's what you choose to keep becomes who you become. There's a reason clarity feels quieter than ambition, right? You see the difference? When success is no longer the loudest voice in the room, you start to hear what actually needs protecting. So what is that? That's your home, your marriage, and your children's sense of safety, your spouse's sense of safety. And suddenly you're not asking how to grow faster, you're asking how to grow steadier. And that's when it becomes more clear. If this series didn't make you louder, but it made you clearer, that's success. If it didn't make you busier, but it made you more present, that's the fruit that we were looking for. And if it didn't give you a massive to-do list, which I hope it didn't, but it reminded you who you're building for. That's the important thing. That, my friend, is legacy work. That is the legacy work that we talk about here. The world, it celebrates the momentum, the hustle, the busyness, right? But God celebrates what we're willing to protect. What is that? It's our family, our faith, our marriage. And protection is often the highest form of leadership. I think so. Scripture urges us in James chapter 1, verse 22 through 25. I'm going to repeat that because I'm hoping perhaps we can edit that out, but if not, it's okay. So I'm just going to say it again for you guys because I want to say it perfectly for you because I love you. Scripture urges us in James chapter 1, verse 22 through 25, be doers of the word, not just hearers. Don't just be hearers. It reminds us that hearing without action is like looking into a mirror, seeing who we are, and then immediately forgetting. But the ones who look intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, not forgetting what they have heard, but doing it, will be blessed in what they do. Remember that, not forgetting, continuing, doing, not rushing, not quitting, just faithfully practicing, faithfully placing one foot in front of the other. That is unshakable living. And so here's my invitation to you today. As you come back to these conversations that resonate, maybe more than once, I know many of you do, and as you listen again, take notes, reflect, and pray through them, don't feel pressured to master everything at once. Instead, let this question guide you. What is the one truth from this series I'm willing to live this year? Even if no one applauds it. Even if no one's cheering for me. Now, if you can take a moment and grab your journal, grab a pen, grab your journal. If you're driving right now, take a snapshot of where we are so you could find it for later. Put some notes in your messages or wherever your note page. But if you're at home, grab that journal, grab that pen. I want you to write down 2 things. First, write the truth that stood out most to you. The one that keeps returning. The one you feel God gently asking you to live. Not just learn, but to live it. What is the one thing you feel God is just gently asking you to live? Second, write one simple, faithful action you can take this week to protect that truth in your real life. You may want to pause this. Just write a couple lines, first thoughts that come into your mind. And perhaps it's eating dinner together more often. I know in our family, that's a no-brainer. I know my husband, he'll skip meals because he's on a call or he's doing something. This is nothing against him. But for me, this is a non-negotiable for me. And most of the time he does join us. But this is, for me, a non-negotiable. I will always be sitting with my children, okay? I could do that stuff later on when they're gone. I'm in a community where I have many different ages of parents, and they all say that life flies by. I remember holding my newborn in an elevator. And I think I've shared this, several times. This actually happened several times in an elevator, but they said it's going to fly by. Enjoy every single moment. Do not take it for granted. And it's always the elderly that come to us and tell us this, because they literally say that it felt like just a few minutes ago that they were holding their newborn as well. And they're always teary-eyed. Okay? They're not just saying it to say it. It's because something has struck a chord within their soul and they feel compelled. They feel they must connect with me, shake me by the shoulders, although they're not, but the way that their face, their expression, the feeling that carries through their voice and lands in my ears and in my heart, because it lands in my heart, because we've connected with the stranger that has this important message saying that I need to hold on to these moments. And I'm noticing in my own experience, I still have little children. They're my babies. And I notice how quickly it's going by. So perhaps it's eating dinner together more often as a family. That may be a non-negotiable for both of you. Maybe it's protecting your marriage from outside noise. How many people try to give you advice and they don't have a life you would want? You would never trade places with them. They don't live in the house you want to live in. They don't have a marriage you want. They don't have that relationship that you want. And you have to look at that, because it's just noise. It could be anyone. Okay, it could be anyone. But if they're not living the life that you want to live exactly, you don't want their blueprint. Throw it out. They don't have the bank account that you want. Throw it out. You must protect your marriage from outside noise. Maybe it's integrating your children into your life. Maybe that's going to change this year instead of compartmentalizing them, right? So maybe it's integrating your children into your life this year instead of why can't I say the word? Compartmentalizing them out of it. Okay? I can say the word. I dislike it when I say something negative, and I always catch myself. So make sure if you ever say something negative, like I can't or I don't, I think I can, just correct yourself. Correct yourself. Or maybe it's finally letting go of who you used to be. Sometimes it's time. It's time. It's time to move away. It's time to let go of the bad habits. It's time to stop cussing, whatever it is. It's finally time to let go of who you used to be. Maybe it's a whole renovation project. A lot of people flip houses out there. It's time to flip your character. It's time to flip. It's time to change things. Let go of who you used to be. You don't need... Anything is possible. You could get up and move today and go after who you believe in your heart, who God is allowing you to see who you can be, the potential. Okay? Again, I'm going to say it. You are so lucky to wake up this morning. Anything is possible. It's going to take work. It's going to take commitment. It's going to take self-discipline, but you were created to move mountains, my friend. Whatever it is, keep that. Because what you keep, you become. Now, put away the journal. You've locked it in there. I gave you some great examples. If you come up with anything else, whatever comes into your heart, whatever comes into your mind, that's the first things you should write. So now put away your journal, and if this episode spoke to your heart, please share it with someone who might need to know they're not alone. And if you feel led, leave a 5-star review. I hope you do. And a few kind words. I believe you will, because when you share, you plant seeds of hope in another family's story. Before you reach for that coffee, consider this. What if the energy boost you're looking for isn't in your cup, but in your cells? I challenge you to swap your morning coffee for Shilajit by Symbiotica. And here's what can happen. No crash, no jitters, just clean, sustained energy, plus mental clarity and trace minerals that our bodies actually need, that are actually starving for, to be honest. This isn't just a supplement. It's an ancient adaptogen sourced from the Himalayas that supports mitochondrial function, stamina, and overall vitality. Your coffee never did that. Okay, let's just be honest. Try it for a week and tell me your body doesn't thank you. Symbiotica's Shilajit is next level wellness, and honestly, you may never go back to drinking coffee. Click the link below down in the bio and get your Shilajit today. We would also love to know what you're working on this year. The children and I, we read these all the time. DM us, leave it in the review section, but just get it to us. Tag us at Entrepreneur Parents Podcast. If your children are listening right now, tag them at Entrepreneur Kids Legacy. That's their Instagram. And you can find my personal page down below in the show notes. You can DM me there. Okay? Listen. I would genuinely love to come into agreement with you and pray over your mission and your family mission. I would love to do that with you. So make sure you tag us. Children would love to do that too. They always pray with me. So when I'm praying over you guys, my children are always witnessing what I'm doing. So not only do you have me, you have my little ones. I don't think I've ever shared that before. But my children, oh my gosh. The other day I wasn't feeling good. And I just was so emotional. Sometimes my daughter, she does short prayers, but she just did the longest prayer. Everything I needed to hear. Everything. Lay your healing hands on my mother. Unbelievable. Calling on angels. It was the most beautiful prayer. I didn't want to interrupt her, but I could just feel the hot tears running down my face as she's praying. And it just honestly, children's prayers, there's never been anything more powerful in my life. Never. I have not witnessed anything more powerful. When I was really going through it after the diagnosis, my son, he was the first, because my daughter couldn't speak yet. She was a newborn, but he did these prayers and I couldn't even believe it. It was just so powerful. And he would pray over my mother. Then the two of them later on, they would just pray over my mother. Unbelievable. There's nothing more miraculous than having children to pray with. And then once they take off with wings of their own and they pray, I'm telling you, sometimes it catches you. It catches you. Like, how did the things that they are saying is so powerful. Anyway, back to where were we? We were closing out, and I got pulled. So yes, we would love to pray over your mission and your family mission. I think that's where we were. We were somewhere around there. So God bless you. We'd love to do that for you. It would be an honor. And if you'd like to help keep building faith, strength, and courage in families and children all over the world, you can support the Children's Podcast, the Entrepreneur Kids Legacy Show, through the link in our bio, not the bio. Why am I saying the bio? Down in the show notes. There's a link down there. It's buymeacoffee.com/entrepreneur kids. Daniel and Destiny, they've been working so hard to bring this leadership, faith, and legacy to children everywhere. They've been really, really working hard. Every act of support helps their voices grow stronger, and it helps to sustain the show. They are personally investing their savings to bring good to the world. They believe in it that much. And the messages and just everyone that's connected with them, I can't even, it's hard to put into words how not only are they grateful, but they see how this positive message and these screen-free lessons are truly changing people for better. So if you want to be a part of that, please do. Again, the link is down below in the show notes. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me this week. And thank you for continually pushing us to the top and supporting this work. I'm really grateful because it helps this message get to others that need it, that don't know we exist. It really pushes us out there. So it's not a vanity thing getting to number one, but it helps people find us, and it helps people find the message that they need to hear. So we are deeply grateful over here. Thank you for listening today, because when what matters most is protected, everything finds its place. Strong families don't happen by accident. They are built through intention, faith, and the daily choice to protect one another above everything and everyone else. So, shut out the noise, my friend, and focus on what truly matters. And that is how legacies last. Again, I'm so grateful you're here, and I'll meet you right here again real soon on our next episode. God bless, and glory to God always.
Thank you, beautiful friends, for listening to this important message from Mama. Share with someone you love and care about. Oh, and we'd love to personally invite you to listen to our podcast. It's for young future leaders ready to change the world and be a light in the dark. Listen together as a family. It's called the Arsenal Kids Legacy Show. We know you'll love it. Be bold, be kind, build an unforgettable family legacy. God bless you, we love you. And parents, if no one told you yet, let us be the first. You're doing a remarkable job. And remember, you are the hero of your story, because every legacy begins with a hero. And that hero is you.
This podcast is for inspirational and educational purposes only, and it is not intended to replace professional advice, legal advice, diagnosis, or treatment. The views expressed are based on personal experience and faith-based insight and are meant to encourage reflection and growth. Always seek the guidance of qualified professionals regarding any questions or concerns you may have about your health, relationships, or business.